Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. So as all of you know, I am a huge fan of the Ben 10 franchise, and something that I've always found cool is just the concept of unreleased aliens. Throughout the years, we've gotten names of some aliens that were cut during production, but we never really got more than that. So it turns out that over the past years, some people that worked on Ben 10 have actually been creating designs and powers for these aliens that were cut during production, and in addition to that, they're straight up making brand new aliens that were never discussed before that they came up with. So I wanted to take a look at all the aliens that have been unreleased throughout the years and are trickling out now. There are so many of them that I'm going to have to break this up into 3 parts. The first of which we're going to look at Tom Perkins Designs. And if you don't know already, Tom Perkins was a designer for Ben 10. He created some aliens such as Blitzwolfer, Snarrow, Frankenstrike, and Upchuck, just to name a few. And so, yeah, like I said before, we're looking at Tom Perkins Designs. These are all designed by him, so full credit goes to him for designing these aliens. And the last thing I'll say before getting into this is I do think it's really awesome that we're getting a bunch of aliens now, so many years after the series has ended, just to keep the original Ben 10 alive, even though we're now on the reboot. So without further ado, our first group of aliens come from the episode Ken 10. So if you don't know already, there were 5 aliens that were name dropped during Ken 10, 2 of which are actually Topic and Atomics, who we eventually got in Omniverse. So the first of which here is Sandbox, who you can see on screen now, and his powers are similar to that of creating a living sandstorm, and he could also change the shape of his body. And this one kind of reminds me of Goop, given that there's kind of a device holding it together and it can then, change its shape and whatnot. The next of which, though, is Shellhead. And Shellhead's powers, it has an invincible exoskeleton and is able to burrow itself through the earth at great speeds. And it can also curl into a ball like Cannonbolt. And yeah, this one also looks really cool as well. It kind of reminds me of one of those creatures from Steven Universe. Now the next alien we have is called Snake Pit, and Snake Pit can turn enemies into stone using laser beams from its eyes. And as you can see in the art, they're shooting laser beams through the center head, basically kind of like a Medusa type character. And so yeah, like I said before, these 3 aliens were name dropped alongside Atomics and Topic in the Ken 10 episode of the original series, and for whatever reason, according to people who worked on Omniverse, they were never considered to be in Omniverse. They never considered them to be in the show, but as we know, obviously Atomics and Topic did make Omniverse. Speaking of Omniverse, our next 2 aliens were actually created conceptually during the run of the show, the first of which is called Bungie Sponge, and as you can see and probably get from the name, he has kind of bungee-like cables on the back of his back, basically, these 2 arms that are basically bungee cords. And so he can, jump from heights and whatnot and can withstand impacts, and in addition to that, he can actually absorb fluids since he's a sponge. And next up we have Hippopotamus, and so Hippopotamus is able to alter density with the ability to make objects light enough to float. And this was, again, like I said, one of the aliens conceptually made in Omniverse. And yeah, I think both of these are really cool. They both have very unique designs, and I like their abilities as well. And so next up, we have 2 aliens that were created by Tom for Christmas 2020. The first of which is called Jack the Freeze. And Jack the Freeze's power is that he's able to stop time, which I think is a really cool ability, especially since it's like you're thinking of Jack Frost and, Jack the Freeze. You're thinking, oh, it's probably some ice ability, but no, it's actually he can stop time with his powers, and I think that's a pretty cool ability. Next up, we have Kringle the Summoner, whose ability is that he's able to summon elves that do not have any physical form. So they're basically energy elves, and you can probably see that from the image we have here, that there's kind of these ghost-like elves that are going to attack whatever the target is. And so yeah, these 2 aliens were created for Christmas 2020. I think that they're both really cool, although I feel like, it would be wild if Ben got a Santa alien. That would be pretty strange. Like, imagine a whole race of aliens, or species rather, of aliens that are literally just Santa Claus running around. That would be pretty insane. So now the rest of the aliens in this video are quote-unquote exclusive to Ben 10,000. The first of which is called Brain Drain, which I gotta say real quick, absolutely awesome design. This one might be my favorite in this video. Its powers are the ability to absorb life energy and can temporarily turn people into zombie minions. And I've got to say as well, that ability is absolutely awesome. It sounds sick, and really, this would have been a really cool alien to see at some point during the run of Ben 10. And a little fun trivia for you guys, this was actually created as a joke alien that they were basing off of The Walking Dead during the run of Omniverse. Next up, we have Fungi, who has the ability to produce incapacitating laughing gas, and you can see it's obviously supposed to be like a mushroom. The only thing about this one is it kind of reminds me a little bit of Gut Rot from Omniverse, because Gut Rot has the ability to make different gases in its stomach and then release them. So I don't know if, there would be two aliens with very similar abilities in the Omnitrix, or I guess there could be, given that we have both Fast Track and Accelerate in the original timeline. Next up, we have Gurge, who is capable of inducing weapons-grade nausea, and it's also described as having a long tongue. And if this one looks familiar to you guys, it's actually because you've seen this alien before in Secret of the Omnitrix. This design is actually based on one of the prisoners we see in Secret of the Omnitrix movie. And yeah, like Fungi previously, this one also kind of reminds me of Gut Rot, because, it's kind of like making enemies become nauseous via some gas, I would guess, or some poison, which again kind of reminds me of Gut Rot given what Gut Rot's ability is. Next up, we have a pretty interesting one, Pterosaur, and his powers are that he can create psychic hallucinations, which I think that's an awesome ability, by the way. Design-wise, though, I can't picture this being a part of Ben 10. It looks like something straight out of a horror movie, which is really awesome, but at the same time, like I said, I can't picture this being a part of Ben 10. I don't know, but it is a cool design, though, to say the least. So now the next two aliens we have are actually based off of two aliens that were featured in the episode Truth during a flashback. The first of which is Transmutor, who has the ability of alchemic control, such as elemental conversion or transmutation, which essentially means that it can take something and change it from one state and make it into another, which seems like a very interesting ability. Design-wise, I actually really like how this one looks, and I could honestly picture it being in Ben 10. I could picture this being an alien that Ben uses. The next of which is Warp, and Warp's ability is that it can travel through space and time via portals. And I think this one's really, really cool design-wise, and both conceptually with its abilities, its powers. The only thing about this one is I wonder if it is a little bit too overpowered because it can, travel through space and time. So would this be somewhat of an alien like Alien X that Ben has but really does not use often because it's kind of OP? Last, but certainly not least, is the newest alien that Tom Perkins has designed, being Skinmarks. Skinmarks was actually designed on, or at least released to the public, on February 20th of this year. And its ability is that it's able to move at great speed, so basically another Accelerate and Fast Track. And it's supposed to be a biomechanical alien, so it's not supposed to be something that's organic. And honestly, design-wise, this is one of my favorites along with Brain Drain. I really, really like this one and think it's awesome, and I honestly would love to see this one day in Ben 10. And a little fun trivia for you guys, this was actually conceptually, the name was created during Omniverse as a joke alien, but they didn't go forward with it. Anyways, yeah, so those are 14 aliens that were created and designed by Tom Perkins over the past year. And yeah, I think they're honestly, all of them have fantastic designs. And again, I want to reiterate that all the credit for all of this goes to Tom Perkins. He is the one who designed all of this. If you want to keep up to date, since he's still doing more designs, check his Twitter page. That's where he posts all these too. And, if he eventually makes more, I will put them in a future Ben 10 official unreleased aliens video. But yeah, this is a bit of a different video than I normally do. I thought it would be fun to look at because I find this topic honestly to be really interesting. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below. Number one, if you like a video like this. Eventually I want to make a parts 2 and 3 to this, and I don't know when exactly, but if you guys really like this video, I'll make it soon. Otherwise, the other thing I would like you guys to let me know is which one of these is your favorite alien. Like I said, I think for me personally, it's Brain Drain, and second would be Skinmarks for me. But yeah, let me know out of these 14 aliens, which one do you like the best? Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.